Okay, ready?
Yep.
Go. What? That was me, attempting to fight with only one heart for the first time, which made me wonder, is it even possible to win a duel on one heart? You see, after I stole his polar bear a month ago, this player, Woogie, has been hunting me non-stop. Pull. Each time I escape him, he somehow tracks me down.
I will chase you down as far as I can, as far as I will, if that means I can get any sort of revenge.
So, I challenged him to a duel knowing that it was the only way out. If I won, he'd leave me be, and if I lost, I'd be banned off the server. As I tunneled deep into the nether, it began to set in how difficult this duel would actually be. Not only did I need to gather everything in just under a week, but there was also a big issue. I had no idea how I'd actually beat Woogie. A week ago, I brought myself down to one heart and promised to stay that way until I got banned off, which meant if I ran in with my sword, he'd hit me once and I'd be dead. Or, if I tried to trap him, there was a high likelihood that I would get caught in the crossfire. I needed to think outside of the box. So, I began experimenting with some of the most obscure fighting mechanics in the game. Initially, I believed that igniting TNT minecarts with flaming arrows would be enough to beat Woogie. They were strong, but remember, I'm on one heart. Even if I was winning my practice games, each time I got down to 9 hearts, I would be dead on the actual server. So, I began trying spam techniques with explosive fireworks and slowness arrows in an attempt to break my opponent's armor. But it all failed, and by the end of the night, I not only come up empty-handed, but now had one less day to prepare.
Genuinely, dude, like, if the next 6 days go like how today went, I'm actually gonna get banned off.
Oh yeah, true.
So, I had no other choice but to spend my next day gathering things that I knew I needed, like netherite armor and golden apples. But all while doing so, I could only ask myself the same question. Was it even possible to beat Woogie? I soon found myself right back at the drawing board, testing out kits that I never would have touched if it weren't for being on one heart. And after hours of failing, I eventually stumbled upon a method that could potentially work. These are arrows that apply slowness 4 for 2 seconds upon contact with your target, and when coupled with an enchantment called Punch 2, it essentially becomes impossible for your opponent to get near you. This meant I could bow Woogie until his armor broke, and then finish him off from there. However, I quickly realized that this fighting style required 3 things. 1. I needed to be incredibly accurate with my bow shots. Since the only way I could win was by breaking Woogie's armor, I needed to hit as many arrows as fast as possible. 2. There was no room for error. All it took were a couple of sword hits to kill me, and therefore I couldn't mess up. And 3. I needed to somehow convince